All right, hello, welcome back to ESA Summer 21. We're raising money for Save the Children, and you can find the links to donate below the stream. We'd also like to thank Twitch and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. But now, it's time for Adam running oh my god, I've messed it up. Star Fox 64. Oh, take it away, god damn it.
Alright guys, hi everyone, I'm Adam. I could call myself a full-time PhD student and part-time gamer. I primarily do Star Fox 64 score runs. I am, right now, 3rd place all-time with a current PB of 3006. The world record for this category is 3077. We can get more into that later. But I also want to take the time to introduce my commentators who I am just so happy to have with me because they have calmed my nerves down so much in the past 10 minutes. Argic, which probably a lot of you all are very familiar. He is also quite heavily involved in multiple games like the Sonic series, and also does Star Fox 64 single life. And Lilat R, who also is a Star Fox 64 speedrunner. So you guys want to give yourselves a quick little plug here?
Hello.
Go.
I just want to say that Lilat Wars is the better name, even though we're playing Star Fox 64. You don't wins this one.
Agreed. Definitely.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Washed Up. I'm Lilat.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyway, this is a score attack, no death abuse category here. Basically, I'll be trying to get the highest score possible while not taking too many deaths. Originally, I did have this under single life, no death abuse, but I figured that better name for it would be a score attack, no death abuse. So essentially, I will be taking a couple deaths at certain checkpoints, just mainly to show off some scoring strats throughout the game that are present. So especially in the first, I think, 3 levels, this will be primarily the case. But after that, we'll pretty much do one whole life through the final 4 stages of the game. So just want to clarify that before I kept going. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and go to expert mode here. Yes, I do expert mode. I don't do normal mode because I'm crazy and out of my mind sometimes. But yeah, so essentially the route we'll be taking, for those of you who are familiar with the game, we'll be starting in Corneria as we always do. Then we'll go to Sector Y. Then we'll go to Aquas, to Zonus from there, to Macbeth, to Bolse, and then to Venom. And we'll talk about why we're not going to Area 6 here in a little bit. But yeah, Argic, Lilat, you guys ready?
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right. Here we go. 3. Actually, no. Countdown now or countdown when I start
Whenever.
playing? All right, you know what?
When you start playing.
Okay. When I get control, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so not yet.
Do you not even know when time is?
I do. I just listen. It's my first marathon. Okay, give me a break. But again, you said you weren't going to give me a break, so I should.
No, I will not.
Okay. All right. Time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so the main mechanic that Adam is going to be using for score running here is going to be called charged unlocked shots. So right off the bat, you can immediately see him actually shooting the ocean instead of the enemies. And what that actually does is gives you an extra point for every single enemy that you kill or hit at all with splash damage. So he's going to be abusing that a lot throughout this run. That's going to be the main way that he's going to get a lot of points. And there's a fair number of exploits that he can actually do with that during this run. Typically, he's going to be doing those instead of shooting enemies down, which would be a lot easier for casual play, typically. The other thing, too, is Adam is playing, as he mentioned, on Expert, which in score running actually gives you about 70 extra points if memory serves. The caveat for that is he takes double damage, and anytime he even so slightly as grazes anything, he loses his wings, and that basically means he flies crooked, which makes it way harder to aim at literal anything. And on top of that, those lasers that he has go back to the single green laser that you get as a default. Yeah. So something that like Adam is doing in this level too is there are these giant mech enemies here, and he's going and shooting near their base. So their base actually still counts as an enemy, so he can use that over and over again to get hit pluses. You can see that like he's abusing that a lot in order to get as many points as possible. So he's going to actually do a loop there, and get a couple extra points.
Yeah, this is where the first unintentional death will happen. Or, I'm sorry,
Intentional death, yeah. So you can
Intentional
see,
scoring death. There we go. I can see.
yeah. So he threw a bomb there right before he hit the checkpoint. So he gets the points for the enemies, and then gets the checkpoint. And when he dies, the enemies respawn as if they were never killed. So you get an extra 3 points that way. Corneria, you don't get a lot for doing that, but in Sector Y, you get a lot for this. So Argic, do you want to take over and kind of talk about the different branching paths for this?
Aye, so Adam mentioned that we are going to go to Sector Y. This part here with Falco is super important. So firing the bomb off there, ideally wanted to have the charge shot to take out the 3 enemies, but didn't. Going for a bit of swag here, getting double power-ups, because we don't need to get just one, we can get both. But we need to keep Falco alive. It is really important, because Falco is going to spot a hidden boss and allow us to go to Sector Y. Each level has a different condition to get a mission complete or a mission accomplished. Mission accomplished is where you're going to go and take the harder route, and it's what we're looking for by flying under all these arches, because Falco gets very, very impressed by us just like that. And he's like, yeah, I like your flying. And then he's going to take us to the area. While, of course, Adam's still doing the charge shots in the war there to gain not only hit +3, but gaining hit +1s as the unlocked bonus as well. So Falco's going to take us down over to the right here, going to get some extra enemies, while Adam's trying to kill as many of them on that left-hand side, firing a bomb to try and get a few extra enemies coming out there, getting an extra +4, which is really nice, and then even more precise unlock charge shots here. Something really important about them is only one charge shot can be on screen at a time, so you have to be super precise with them, otherwise you're going to be missing extra shots out here. And already on 300 plus as we're getting to the
Oh my
boss,
god.
which is just amazing. Like, look at this. And then deliberately waiting for the enemies coming out, taking them all through, going to finish with an absolutely phenomenal 327 points, because each boss gives you hit +10 if you kill it quick enough. And now we're going to get a bit of swag, because why not swag on the boss? And it's the perfect time for donations as well.
Yes.
All right, excellent. We've got a remnant from the previous block. We have a $50 donation from Grink, who says, the French team won, so here is the promised $50. So much hype for that TM block. Greetings from Speed Gaming Francius. I can't remember how to say that word. But yes, thank you, French community. That was definitely a big showing for you, as well as all of the rest of the Trackmania community there. It was a pretty fun block. Yeah, I'd just like to also bring up the fact that for this game, we also have our own incentive. We have the bid war for Fox McCloud's favorite. You get to choose which team member that you keep alive at the end of Bolse before going into Venom. Currently, we have $0 for Falco. What did he ever do to you? $15 for Peppy. But the real contenders are Slippy with $106, and none of them with $135. So get your donations in if you want to choose who gets to live, or nobody, I guess.
Slippy, Slippy, Slippy.
Yeah, Slippy!
Get your votes in for Slippy. Please donate to save Slippy, because Slippy did nothing wrong.
As a note on that too, I'll be matching 10% of all the donations for this. So if you guys donate $200, I'll donate 20. If you guys donate $1,000, I'll donate 100. So yeah, keep that in mind too. It's a little extra boost.
Yeah, I will also be donating whatever my score is. So if I get like a 27.65, I'll donate $27.65. Just for reference.
Nice.
And also be whatever. So it would behoove for the marathon for me to score higher. So, all right. Coil, Sector Y. Let's go.
So going into Sector Y now, Sector Y, definitely a very hard and technical level there. Before we go on there, super important thing that just happened. You saw a little menu. Make sure you select the right level, because if you don't, you can't go back. There's no take-backsies in this.
I'm actually going to do a quick death because I need bombs to start this level off with. So doing a reset gives you 3 bombs, but puts you back at single lasers. So I leave good for score running. Good. Okay, sorry.
No, no worries, you're all good. As you said, you can see we got 3 bombs again. Doesn't really matter that we're back at single lasers right now because the plan is that we're going to try and use as many of the unlocked charge shots here as we can. You can see these hit plus ones coming out. There are a lot of enemies in this stage that we're trying to aim for. Yes, we do have the mobile suit Gundams here. We are going to be taking out as many of them as we can. You'll also see there we just got 3 gold rings. The gold rings do carry on from the previous levels, and that now allows us to have a double health bar. This is going to be super important for a specific level later in the run as we're trying to take out these salvos of missiles that were spawning from the top of the screen. However, we're about to get an audio cue coming up that we're going to have to be very careful about, trying to take out as many of these enemies as they spawn in. And the unlocked charge shots, trying to get them at the very edge of the screen there. You can see the hit plus 5s coming out, the hits plus 2s. Now we're going to go to the left and the right side of this giant ship, using the somersaults here to try and manipulate the spawns of these extra missiles that are coming in. Firing off the bombs, more charge shots, still trying to get them up to the top here. Even more enemies coming through, using the side of the ship there to get these unlocked charge shots, all these bonus scores. You see now expert mode damage coming through, immediately losing our wings because we took the damage. Now aiming for the underside of these turrets to try and gain as many extra points on this as we can. Any points that Adam doesn't think he's going to be able to get with the unlocked charge shot, he will try and single laser just to make sure we get any of the points, because getting single points is still better than getting no points at all. Again, another somersault coming in here. Plenty of barrel rolls. We all know you love them. Just to try and keep yourself alive. Barrel roll!
I hate
you. The break on the edge here to try and make sure we get those missiles with the unlocked charge shots as we come up to the checkpoint area once again. No death required on this one because there's no enemies coming through at the time, but aiming for a good charge shot there, not quite getting it, so unfortunately going to have to go and just take one of them as we go down towards the bottom area here, leaving the top to Falco. So crashing in now, going to just look at all that.
Yeah, we're going to take one more death here.
You're taking your quick death on this one.
Because there is a small little score strat here that can get you quite a few points if you do it right.
Oh, you're going to do the big thing.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do the big thing.
So we're just going to die now. Goodbye.
This level's legit hard to die on too. So yeah.
So I just got 17 points right there.
And then extra enemies the moment you do a somersault to come back. Look at that. So good fun to play. There you go. There's the better shot that you want. All right, we cheated, we locked on, but it's fine. So now we're going to go up above. You can see these enemies coming in. These are ridiculously hard to lock onto because while the camera is pointing up like that, the lock-on is not. So you can see that weird angle that you were getting. This is Slippy, by the way. This is why we love Slippy. Because he's seeing all these enemies. He's chasing them all down because Slippy's amazing. And then suddenly, good job, Slippy. Gets caught by a whole bunch of enemies in an ambush. Adam taking them all out with the unlocked charge shots. There's hit plus 2, hit plus 3s coming out. Absolutely loving it. Trying to make sure to fly as, well, basically as quickly as we can here. It is still a speed run. This is still technically a speed run, but it's also a score run. And score attacking as well as speed running Star Fox games are fantastically good fun. Highly recommend it to everybody if you get the chance. Coming out now, running right through the fleet here. Even more enemies, even more turrets coming in. Star Fox with the glasses. Even more wonky charge shots going off right now. You can see just the angle, putting off the gravity here. Adam making sure to compensate, grabbing as many of these ones as we can. Pepe getting blasted by that turret as always. Poor Pepe just gets demolished by that one. As we go through, getting some more all the way down. And then Rob coming in, going to send us some supplies based on your current status. This should be a bomb in here, but we're going to ignore it in place of getting extra points.
Adam, calm down. Oh my god.
Now one thing that is slightly unfortunate here is we didn't manage to get any of the gold rings in this stage for Aquas, but that is something that we can try and fix later on. Got to take out these enemies in the boss. We're going to get 2 of these, then we're going to go get the Master Gundam. And yeah, then we'll be taking out the Master Gundam as we go all the way through.
Okay, good. Hopefully you don't take one out.
The slightest piece of damage. What you doing? Hey, you stop shooting Slippy. I saw that.
Hey, I didn't do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you did.
No, I don't know.
All right, here's the question. Will Adam be able to take out the Shogun Warrior without having him land on the ship? That's the question. While we watch this, we have the amazing 420 number coming through of score right now. Josh, take it away. We got any donations? Do we have any love for Slippy right now?
We do. We got quite a lot, so I'm going to have to get through these. So people took notice that poor old Falco was at 0. We got a $35 donation from Safety Man, who says, Adam, if you get great! I'll do another 35. Also, I'm donating 35 just so Lilac can donate free fiddy. We also have a $50 donation from Sax, who says, hey Adam, hey casters, keep Falco alive for me. I felt bad for him that he is at $0. So now with those donations, Falco is at 85. Suddenly he's in the running. But then we also got a couple more donations. These were both for Slippy. We got a $30 donation from Plateau2876, who says, let's keep Slippy alive. And we also got $50 from Primorpheus, who says, I do as Sonic, as Argic demands. Save Slippy, save frames, and most importantly, save the children. Yes, that's right. All your donations are going towards Save the Children, but also they're going towards saving Slippy, because he's now at $186, which puts him in the lead over none of them. From 135. Keep them coming. You've still got time to choose who gets to live and who gets to die.
Yeah.
Wow.
So morbid.
Yeah. Jeez, that's crazy. Okay, so one thing about going to Aquas, Arctic did mention that I don't have any gold rings, so what I'm going to do to counter that is start the level, quickly grab a gold ring that's right at the start of the level, and then reset, and then we go through the whole level. This level, you can easily rack up damage very quickly, and it is possible to die, and I have died, even with a full health bar. So we got to get that first, just for the marathon's sake. So we're limiting the amount of time spent going back and doing levels. So we're going to kind of speedrun this a little bit.
You're supposed to hold down the boost the entire time in the Blue Marine, Adam. That's the fast way of boosting. This is not a speedrun. I'm going to blast you.
Alright, got the ring. Reset. But now, also, I will start Zonus with 3 bombs now. And whatever lasers I end with in Aquas. So, big perk there.
Yeah, so the vehicle that he's using in this stage is the Blue Marine. The thing that's most noteworthy about this is that you have an infinite number of torpedoes which take the place of bombs. So no matter how many of these you use, you'll start with the number of bombs that you had at the end of the last non-Blue Marine stage, which would be Sector Y. Or if you die, you'll always have 3 points. So the big thing Adam's going to be doing throughout this level is actually shooting the ocean floor, similar to what he was doing in Corneria. But this one, it's a lot bigger of an exploit. You notice right there, he's got about, 10 hit plus ones very rapidly. So these clams here have a hitbox that you can very much exploit by shooting the seaweed very, very quickly, because the seaweed actually has a certain point that you can actually damage it, despite it looking like a background item. So he's going to exploit that a lot, and he's going to be shooting the sides of these rocks and floor and all that to get just a ridiculous number of points. So if you don't do this exploit, you're probably going to optimally end up with the score somewhere around 230 to 240. Adam's looking to be in the high 300s range. If he doesn't screw everything up, Adam. But yeah, we're coming up on a section up here with a bunch of pillars, and it's I guess it's a little bit further. Yeah, I haven't played this level in a while. I'm only speedrunning, and this level's very, very slow. So. Okay, now he's coming up on some pillars. And the thing with these is you can lock on to a certain point there, and you saw that he hit a torpedo right in the middle. So the thing is the hitbox for these pillars actually extends a lot further down than you would expect. So you can do things like hit the seaweed there and get a bunch of extra points. Because those kind of half-shattered sections actually count as enemies. And right here, he's going to be getting a bunch of hit +1s and +2s by hitting the bottom of the pillar. Yeah, he's going to keep exploiting this. There's one, he's going to get the first one, and then he's going to get the third pillar on the side here after going for a bunch of enemies. This section is very, very difficult, and he can die very easily here. Like Aquas, as I said, or as Adam said, you can die all the time. There's a ton of lasers coming at you. They each do a pretty considerable amount of damage, and he actually has to boost and break here in a very specific pattern in order to actually manipulate an enemy up here. So there's this giant squid thing going up and down. He wants to come to it when it's actually going down, so he can hit +1 off of that seaweed and get a bunch of points off of it. And 256 check. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is one of my better ones.
Yeah, that's insane. Like, I think personally my best is like 150. So like it says a lot about how difficult this is. And casually you'll get around 100 by that point. So yeah. This section is very, very dark. More dark than the rest of the level. And there's that anglerfish that's supposed to light the way that Adam just decided to yeet out of existence. So now he won't be able to see basically anything for the rest of the level. It's very difficult to follow if you're playing from a casual perspective, but the idea is the torpedoes are supposed to light your way. Also, did you just shoot through that wall?
No.
Okay.
I hit at the wall.
Oh, okay. I must have misseen that, but there's also these jellyfish here that are bouncing up and down. He's going to be shooting these. They actually have... They're kind of an enemy, but they have an unlimited amount of health, so you can't actually kill them, but you can shoot just a ridiculous number of torpedoes at them, and when you're shooting them, they don't move, so he's going to get hit +1s off of these starfish by just spamming torpedoes at them.
Basically.
Yeah. This entire stage is just mashing the B button, which Adam is pretty good at doing. So, yeah, it's basically like press B for free points if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this little, like, narrow part of this channel in here, and he's going to be going in a very specific way in order to get, like, a hit plus a bunch off of those boulders. So he got a hit +3 there. You'd normally get, like, at max a hit +1 if you did that normally. And wow, this is a really, really good score. Oh my god. Going through that hoop there spawns a couple extra enemies. And he's going to do one final clam exploit off of this rock here. And then get to the boss with a very, very ridiculous score of 374. Oh my god. So the boss gives 23 points. So this is going to end up being 397. What's your PB, Adam?
417?
Yeah, so that's like, for a marathon setting, getting 20 points off your PB is insane. But this boss is very slow, so even for like someone who's fast, but Adam does it even slower, so we've got lots of time for donations.
Fan-flippin-tastic, because I have a lot of them.
Oh,
all right.
Really?
Yes, we have a start with this one, a $20 donation from Potto, who says, Peppy is the favourite character of Lilat, so I really hope we can make him Fox's favourite as well. 3k hype. And they put that $20 towards Peppy. Then we got $15 from Queechin, who says, save the frames, or something. Sorry, I've not played Superstar Fox. Alright, in my defense, a lot of Mario games, oh my god, Nintendo games start with Super in them, right? And
they put get the right franchise.
Messing this up. I'm not a Nintendo guy, alright? And then they put their $15 towards none of them. And then we got a $25 donation from CMM1215, who says, hi Adam, wishing you luck on your first huge marathon showcase. 3k score hype. If anyone isn't aware, several digits on the score counter, such as the 8, do not properly align. Have fun never unseeing that again. Love you, Adam. Yeah, and they put their $25 towards none of them as well. I'll do a quick refresh on the totals. So Peppy's at 35, Falco's 105, none of them 175, and Slippy 186.90, so it's very close.
Heck, guys. Wow.
And then, as one final donation, this one makes me happy as an aviator. Buggalore says, do an aileron roll.
What's that?
So, yeah, thanks all for the donations.
I mean, I don't know why you're doing aeronautical stuff here. We're in a submarine. Like, what? What are you talking about?
Oh boy, yeah. Okay, so now we're getting into the pretty high score intense stuff for the run. If you're probably thinking, wow, that was really crazy. It gets crazier. So Zonus is going to be the second highest stage we'll get here on the run. Hopefully the second highest. But yeah, this is really fun. Argik, you ready to go?
Oh, yes.
Let's do this.
I love this stage. This stage is great. Zonus is a lot of fun here. Basically, this stage has no RNG in it. It may look like we have RNG in this one with enemies that like to jump out of the lovely green gloop water here, but it's not. It's all consistent. It's all fixed. Adam knows exactly where he needs to be aiming his unlocked charge shots here, getting so many hit plus ones. And again, because we're expert mode, even more enemies are going to be spawning in. And the stage itself is it's great. It's a lot of fun. And of course, we can't believe they did this. Everybody thinks can't believe they've done this. Falco did it first. But you can see we've got all these enemies and that coming through. We're going to try and kill them indirectly once again using obstacles that are in our way. We've got these searchlights. These are super important for the first half of the level here. We're deliberately going to be taking them out by shooting them as close as we can with an unlocked charge shot without directly hitting them. We do not want to pass any of these, because if we pass these, the searchlights now become worth less points, and we also will be heading to Macbeth rather than Sector Z. However, we do actually want to go to Macbeth. So the final one, we're going to be getting caught. You'll find out more about that later. And we're also going to get a side character coming in. We're getting a whole bunch of enemies jumping out right now. All the little prawn fish doing their jumps. Getting the hit plus ones, getting the hit plus twos. Getting extra somersaults coming in here just to make sure more enemies come in. And here she comes. Make way for Cat. So right now, Adam here is trying his very best to try and take out some of these searchlights before Cat does, because Cat is scripted to come in and try and save our bacon. Taking them out though, getting them before that, which is really good. So we're looking for the checkpoint as well. We've got more coming through. Slippy coming in here, trying to get caught. Stop trying to get caught, Slippy. As we come down. Thankfully, it doesn't matter if it's us. Here comes the giant snake. We call it the Loch Ness monster. I mean, the Loch Zonus monster. If that works. As we come down even more. Again, as long as you have more than one searchlight in front of you, you want to get the hit plus 4. Right, it's 4 points. Hit plus 1, hit plus 2 at the same time. And then right at the end here, let's see if Cat's got someone in the tail. 1 gets taken out. Managed to get 2 of the... Getting 2 of the 3 is great. 2 of the 3 is very, very good there. That is great. So coming through, coming down. You can see the boss there with his rudder. It's like, oh, what's that? Looks away. Rudder coming through. A few more searchlights here. Again, grabbing the power-ups at the moment as we can. You got a choice. You go for the power-up. Do you go for the searchlight? Easiest searchlight to take out there. Just charge out the giant thing in the middle. Now deliberately going to get caught at the snake there. We have now been spotted.
Yeah.
That is deliberate. It is deliberate, and you know it.
Oh.
But we need to get spotted here, for we do want to go to Macbeth. We do not want to go to Sector Z. Sector Z is such a boring level, such an annoying level, and doesn't have a lot of score to it. So again, we're just going through, shooting even more of these enemies coming through here. Once we've done this as well, we make sure that we get all the extra enemies that have spawned because we've been caught. You can see all these boats coming through, all these little speeders, trying to get as much unlocked charge shots. Thankfully, bouncing off the ocean here. Does not take damage, does not take away your wings, and we can casually just bounce up and down, trying to get as many of these unlocked charge shots as we can. Even more enemies coming through. Slippy taking a shot to the face there. How could you? We love Slippy. And Cat coming in once again. Enemies going to be chasing underside. Get that one, get the boats as well. Ships that don't take off still count. Missing that middle one there, unfortunately. Managing to get a backup shot, which is very, very good. Grabbing some bobs. Not worrying about the pickups too much in this stage, Because with the boss, we're going to be able to farm and get 9 bombs before we finish. There goes our wings. There goes a whole bunch of damage there. Trying to line up for the extra charge shots here. We've got more than enough health to spare. Because health is a resource. You can use that to try and get extra points. Every score counts. They don't quit. We don't quit. We're doing well. Again, we are coming up to Macbeth very, very quickly. We're going to be shutting off the donation incentive for who is Star Fox's favorite, who is Fox's one, who is going to live. We will be cutting that off at the boss of Macbeth. So you have about maybe 5 minutes to try and change the vote there.
10.
Oh, I would say
Okay,
more like 10 or
Yeah,
15.
it's the end of the boss.
I keep forgetting you're not going to do the cool thing.
Yeah, he's very slow. You need to give him an extra 5 minutes.
Oh. I mean, you did say you were going to blast him.
Yes.
Yes. I think they've done a good job so far.
Here we go. Before we go into donations, we got the submarine boss. Main thing you need to know about this boss is invulnerable to laser fire. You cannot kill him with laser fire until the final phase. Every time you fire a bomb at the corner of one of the areas there, it will disappear and he will try and anchor it up. He'll show you his butt, hit it with bombs. At every moment in time, he's going to be firing these giant cannonballs at you. Take out a cannonball to get bombs. We're going to farm to make sure we have 9, because having 9 is extremely important. So now, plenty of donations.
Plenty of time. Excellent. Okay. We have a $20 donation from Chassis, who said, "Good luck with the run, Adam. Slippy can say bye-bye." That one was already included in the totals that I read earlier, so there is literally just over $10 in it between Slippy and none of them. We have, $35 for Peppy, $105 for Falco, $175 for none of them, and $186 for Slippy. It's literally just $11.90.
Gosh.
If you want to do 12, you could change the outcome.
Wow.
Also, we are fast approaching 20k on the donation tracker total. We are just
Holy
under
crap.
$500 off. It's possible to get it this run. It's possible. So get your donations in. You can change the outcome of the run and save Slippy and Falco. Maybe not Peppy unless you have a lot of money. Or none of them. It's up to
True
you.
Peppy.
Barrel roll, barrel roll.
Ugh. It happens so much and it's so annoying.
I love it.
All right, so we got 472 there. That's really pretty good. I kind of watched a few sections there, but still, this was a pretty... Yeah, that was my fault on getting hit and then just like having a just crash-tastrophe, if you want to call it that way. All right, this is going to be the longest level of the run. There's a reason why I only like to do this one in one try, and you're going to see why, because it just goes forever and ever and ever and ever. So, Lila, you ready?
Yeah, don't skip the cutscene.
Yeah, don't skip the cutscene.
That's
Don't
the
do
one useful strat that I've found for score running. Is if the dumb thing about this game is things happen if you watch the cutscene. Things don't happen if you don't watch the cutscene. So actually, the train moves further ahead if you don't watch the cutscene, and you can actually kill everything on the train. Versus if you skip it, you have to throw a bomb. So this actually saves a bomb, which is very, very, very critical for the next level. So we're using the Landmaster here, and the Landmaster controls completely differently from the R-Wing. Number one, you're using more so a two-dimensional plane rather than a 3D. You can still go up, but it's annoying. Number two is the way that you do your charged unlock shots. You can't really do them the same way you do in the R-Wing. So typically in the R-Wing, you'll be holding Z and R at the same time in order to keep the shots unlocked. In the Landmaster, you can't do that. You just have to throw a charge shot really quickly and then hope that it doesn't lock onto something. So right there, you saw that Adam actually bonked against a pillar. And no, he's not actually bad at the game, even though I keep blasting him for it. He's doing that intentionally to get the train to move further ahead, so he has time to actually go and shoot these rocks and actually get as many points as he can off of them. So getting 60 there is definitely like a fairly good score. It's quite difficult to do that section very well. One thing from having the helper character in the last stage is that they show up in the next stage, and sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's not so good. And Kat, in this case, it's not great, because she tries to shoot things that you don't want her to shoot, because that means you don't get points. 85 here is actually a really, really good score as well. It's very difficult to get anything off of that last section. So here, normally, you would want to either boost or break throughout this section, but if you don't boost or break at all, it actually keeps you lined up properly with this hill, and you can just shoot charge shots, and they'll detonate right in front of you. It doesn't look like it, but you're actually going up a slope here. And you can end up getting quite a few more points by doing that. It gets about, I think, 11 extra by doing that. He's going to chuck a bomb here as well, because if you get up onto the tracks, you're not actually supposed to really get up there. But if you get on there, Slippy actually gets chased. He wouldn't get chased otherwise. Ooh, didn't quite hit the trigger.
Yeah,
but,
that wasn't going to work.
Yeah, you get an extra 5 points by doing that on Expert, extra 3 on normal mode. Yeah, this ship here is a bit annoying too, like the train section, because it's very difficult to get it to actually shoot down what you want it to shoot down, because it'll shoot down a bunch of rocks if you let it. So here he's going to barrel roll against the side there to slightly delay himself, so that he can get this train to shoot down as many rocks as possible. This trigger is like, it's really terrible, and like sometimes it likes to work and sometimes it doesn't. We don't fully understand it, but he got 3 rocks there, which is that's definitely like pretty average. So you can manipulate it a little bit more, but it costs a fair bit of time, and you risk losing a lot of health. And he's almost dead here, so he doesn't want to die, because then he will lose all of his bombs, and that would be very bad. Also, these pillars, if you crash into them, do a lot of damage. And as you can see here, you can hover by pressing Z and R at the same time. So that's why you can't do unlocked charge shots. So he's aiming to destroy as much of that train as possible before this checkpoint. If you were going the other route, you would Death Abuse here to get an extra 4 points, but since he's doing this route, you wouldn't do that. So the second half of this stage, if you're going the typical awesome route, where you actually watch the cool cutscene where the train crashes into the supply depot, which is awesome.
So good.
Then there's almost nothing in the second half of this stage. You get like, I think it's like 12 points or something like that. Like it's almost nothing. But since he's not doing the cool thing, he's doing the thing for points, because this is a score run. He's going to get a lot more, and this section is going to be very, very, very long. So there's these switches here that, if you played this game before, you would hit all of these switches. And Adam, like a klutz, just missed one, and now he can't go to the secret exit, get hit plus 50, which would clearly be more points than what he's going to get off this boss, right?
Well,
but not
really.
exactly. Yeah, not exactly. So the boss itself actually gives a hit plus 10, but what the hell was that attack?
It just like
he just like instantly went after you.
Yeah, it just like it didn't even wait. It's just like, no, I'm gonna just
normally
it
waits like that and then like swoops down, but he's out for blood today. Oh man. So the boss gives a hit plus 10 if you kill it right away, but there's a bunch of enemies that show up in the background while you're fighting the boss, and that's what actually gives you the extra points. And that is what makes this route more viable than the other score route where you go to Area 6 and then to Venom to fight Star Wolf. One big thing is you'll see these markers, 100 there. There will be 200 marker, 300, 400, and 500. When you hit 500, the stage is basically done, but it takes a long time to hit 500. And there's a kill screen right after the 500 check.
Not right after. It's a little.
Well,
bit,
it's a little bit after, but yeah. That at the 500, you're essentially done the stage. So this boss fight's like 7 minutes long. But just to kind of quickly explain, there's going to be a bunch of enemies like that fly around in the background. You also saw that he saved Peppy earlier. That's going to happen like 6 times for Peppy, and like I think twice for Falco and twice for Slippy, because Peppy sucks and he should die, and you should donate so that Peppy dies. That is my hill I will die on. But yeah, this is what makes the route more viable than going the other route. is actually Bolse and Area 6 will give you approximately the same number of points. Area 6 is actually a little bit more, but it's because you go to this and you do Venom 1, which actually has about 100 more points than Venom 2. And that's why you go this route. So this has a lot more potential for high scores. I believe the world record for Bolse is, I think, about 50 points lower than Area 6. Does that sound about right? Yeah.
Yes. Unofficially, it's closer, but the official is about 50 some less than the Area 6 one.
I think it's 679 versus like 721, I want to say.
Something like that.
But yeah, because this fight takes so long, if we have any donations, now would be the time. And definitely if you're going to donate, you're going to have to do it now, because as soon as he kills that boss, that donation bid war cuts off.
All right, will do. We got a few of them. We got a $25 donation from Kisakiu. I think I said that right. And they put their $25 towards none of them. And then we got a $10 donation from Supper, who said, save Sloppy. And they put their $10 towards Slippy. And then we also got a $60 donation from username Niels, who says, as long as the unlikable bird doesn't get saved, I'm fine with any result.
He's such a jerk in this game. Like,
I don't know which one that is. But alright, they put 20 of that $60 towards Slippy. And then they also, in a bit of twist, put $20 towards one of the Octopath Traveler single story bid wars, the category bid war for Hanit. But then they also put another $20 towards Ophelia. So, I'm not sure what the plan there is.
Make up your mind.
But thank you very much for the $60. And then finally, we got a $10 donation from Peppy Hare, who said, your father donated for me like that too.
Oh my god.
Nice.
And they put their $10 towards Peppy. That brings the totals as it stands. Oh god, I just refreshed. Oh, okay, I better refresh the donations before I read the totals. Oh god, okay. I was about to say that Slippy was in the lead with $216 over none of them with 200, leading Falco with 105. There's one name I didn't read on that list. And that's because they received $500 by Sheezy McDeezy 118, who said, here's to making it 20k. Also, just because of all the Peppy hate, here's to saving Peppy. And most importantly, here's to supporting an amazing event for an amazing cause. So, single-handedly with that donation that wasn't there when I started talking.
I'm so conflicted because Peppy is the worst, but that was also $500, so thank you so much.
Straight on the barrel rolls.
And that does bring us over the 20k barrier. We somehow did it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yo.
We're at $20,142. Thank you all so much. It's all going to a great cause, and also save the children. Thank you.
I am speechless right now.
I did not expect a Peppy comeback victory from this one. We can barrel roll for days.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Peppy is
Lila.
also the only one who costs points in Venom 2. If anyone wants to snipe this, you've got like 2 minutes. Please someone snipe this.
I mean, I still want my boy Slippy. I still want my boy. I would love him. I would love my Toad.
Okay. Alright, so we're at the 500 mark, so we're going to be wrapping this up pretty soon. Actually, very soon. So, alright, so if you have any last-minute donations, now would be a great time to get those in. This is going to get cut off very quickly.
Don't softlock.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not.
Yeah, there's a softlock on this boss too. If you kill the jaw at the wrong time, it kind of transitions between two different states, and it is in neither of the two states. GG, slowest boss kill in history.
Whew, okay, that's done.
I'm annoyed at how much extra points you can get from that, because it stops you from going to Area 6.
It's like 100. Like,
I hate it. I hate that so
lot.
much, because I love Area 6, and I would love to do that and get to Area 6.
All right, so you guys should probably just noticed, but I did put a timer on the screen now. So this is going to be very important for the next level. This level is very 1967. Nice here. It's very important because this next trick I'm going to show off is both time and place specific. We're going to be dealing with cycles of enemies, waves of enemies, a limited number of those waves, while also making sure we don't run into anything in an all-range mode type of level. When I say all-range mode, we haven't really gotten to too many of those yet. But remember in Sector Y when we fought the Gunnums and the Super Gunnum, I think it's what he's called. I forget. We're going to be in that for the entire level. So things are going to be flashing around, going back and forth. Things are just going to be flying around like crazy, and I got to make sure I don't hit them because otherwise it's going to cost me. So, Lila, shall we?
Yes.
All right, let's do this.
Just as a warning, too, there are shields on some of the ships at the start, and if you're sensitive to flashing lights, you may want to look away. We'll tell you when to look back.
Yeah, this won't be very long, but just for a little bit.
Yeah, like a minute.
Right now.
Yeah. So starting out in the stage, first of all, Bolse is rotating the wrong direction. In the cutscene, it was rotating clockwise. Now it's rotating counterclockwise. You're welcome. I've ruined the stage for you.
Dang it.
So he is going to be shooting the ground near these turrets. There are 6 of them. And basically, I believe it's 4 unlocked charge shots will destroy the turret. And once he destroys all 6 of them, the stage will go into a different state, where basically, like, there will be a shield down, the stage is no longer rotating, and very soon after, there will be a core that spawns for the satellite. So this part is not too bad. You can basically go around as many times as you want. It's not really a big issue. But it's after this is when it becomes very, very interesting.
And when things can get dicey very quickly.
Yeah. You also noticed he picked up a gold ring right at the start.
And a laser upgrade.
And a laser upgrade, because both of those are going to be necessary. Health is an issue in this stage. All right, so the force field's disappearing. You can look back at the screen now. It should be fine. So right here, so Bolse is a very interesting stage. So after the cutscene, when he gets 5 more points, so when he's at 56, Starwolf will spawn. And Starwolf is basically, if you played this game, they're like the arch rival team. And they're going to show up and try and kill all your wingmates. And Adam has to save Peppy because...
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, that is closed, by the way, now, officially.
Yeah, that is definitely officially closed.
Long closed, don't worry.
Yeah. And when he gets 10 points, the satellite core is going to spawn. So he wants to kill all of the members of Starwolf and the satellite before a certain point. The satellite has 8 nodes, so they each give a hit plus 10, so he's going to want to take out 7 of them to get 77 points, ideally. And he also wants to take out the 4 members of Starwolf, which will give 11 points each, which will bring your total up to, math is hard, 131, I think? No, math is hard. I don't know, it's 44 plus 77, my brain can't work right now. Anyways, Bolse is on a weird timer, so every 1024 frames, it alters its state. So there's 2 different states that it can be in. One for spawning enemies and one for not spawning enemies. So about every 35 seconds, including lag, he's going to be looking for certain things to happen. 121, thank you, I'm dumb. So around a minute 45... there should be some enemies that spawn on the right side of the screen. 146.
146, okay. Maybe a little later because I had some lag.
Yeah. So about a minute 10 from then, he's going to be looking to shoot a bomb in a very specific spot. And there's a very tight timing window, and there's a very tight area that he can hit this. So this trick is incredibly hard. It was discovered a few years ago. Yeah, you've got 2 left, I think.
Yeah.
On the core. It was discovered a few years ago, and basically what the exploit is if you shoot a bomb in the correct spot, in one of the states, when you kill an enemy, a new enemy will instantly spawn in its place. So if you throw a bomb in the exact spot where they spawn, it'll basically go off like a machine gun, where one ship will crash into the next, which will crash into the next, which will crash into the next, and you get a ridiculous number of points off of it. I believe it's 45 to 55 per bomb. So right around 2 minutes and 57 seconds, I believe, he's going to throw a bomb in a very specific spot, and he's going to basically hope that it hits the right point. It's a blind shot straight up, and looks like he got it. Nice. That is incredibly difficult. So if you do this ideally, none of these ships will get away. He got a few that got away, and that's not a big deal. But he's shooting a few extra bombs there, and you can see his score is racking up ridiculously. And it sounds like a machine gun going off with all these enemies. And they'll continue to go off for another 1,024 frames, so about 35 seconds, including the N64 lag. And yeah, there you go. So we shot...
wasted that bomb. Oh, well.
It is what it is. You got...
Yeah, I got it.
You got, what was that, 6 off of it? 393. That's insane. So... For context, without that glitch, I believe the world record for Bolse previously was around 350, 360.
Hey, Lila, what was the time that it stopped spawning? Did you pay attention to that?
I missed that. Safety man?
Hold on, I got this.
Yeah, so it's about every minute and 10 seconds that it happens that... You got that without knowing the timing. That is insane. So he only has like a few frames. Like I believe it's about a half a second to actually hit this.
Half a second to a second.
Yeah. Which is crazy. Like that's absolutely insane. Also 1024 frames, about 34 seconds ideally. So as a heads up. So yeah, he's over 500 points. There is another group of enemies that will spawn, but we don't actually have enough bombs for them. And I believe it's a smaller group of enemies. And then after that, it basically goes through 5 cycles of this. And then basically the stage is done. So at this point, he's basically waiting for that last section of kills. But because he has no bombs left, he can kind of shoot in the general direction, but he can't really get too much. And he's preparing to kill the Slipster.
No!
It's so mean! Yeah, so you can get a charge shot off over there. You got a hit +1. Honestly, that's pretty much as much as you can hope for. Like, I've seen you get like a hit +3 one time, but like, yeah, it's pretty difficult. Nice +2 though.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so... That was insane. The part you were nervous for is over! You did it!
Okay. Do we have any donations that we'd like to read? Because this part is pretty just much me cleaning up.
All right, I do indeed. I have even a special one. So we got a $50 donation from Rastas, who says, "Here's for my way too many bonks during my 2 Trackmania runs. I hope you liked the runs and the incentives. See you around for more Trackmania speedruns." And we did indeed. Thank you. I really hope we get to see even more Trackmania at ESA in the future. It's always a great show. And they put their $50 towards the Primal Light 80% hardcore difficulty incentive.
Nice.
We also got a very last minute $25 from Lingo Maniac, who said, "I'll go alone from here, Fox McCloud." And they put their $25 towards none of them being saved, but obviously too little too late, I'm afraid. Peppy won by a landslide. And then we have a nice special donation from Albert, Abby, and Dominic. There's $25. They said, "Best of luck on the run from Adam's brother-in-law, sister, and nephew. The donation was meant to keep Slippy alive because he's too pure for death, and everyone knows all amphibians go to hell, but we were a hair too late. Guess we'll just nickname Chimchar Bidoof instead," which is what they put their donation towards for Pokemon Diamond 80% glitchless. So yeah, thank you all for the donations, and yes, thank you for the insane bid war. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, yeah. Just to double check, it was Peppy we're saving, correct?
Yes, okay. It was Peppy.
Right, double check Peppy. It. You're a bit late for that now.
All right, so now I can take the timer off, so that's not a big deal.
Oh, there were 2 left, my bad.
No, I did that on purpose.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a safety strat too, because your wingmix can shoot out the nodes on the core.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're helpful.
Oh my
sometimes
gosh,
they're a pain
okay.
in the butt. That's such an amazing level, though. Like, that is absolutely
insane.
glorious.
Okay, that was like the biggest concern I had because I flopped that a whole bunch in my practice runs. But
Well,
just,
you nailed it
yeah.
here.
Yeah,
oh,
that's insanely hard.
okay. Whew.
And now we do not get the world map screen on this. We're heading definitely right into Venom 1 here. Arguably, hardest level of the game here. Plenty of ships are going to come down. So we are literally going to see all these ships at the start. And you can see we're doing the restart immediately to go and get bombs. So we're going to try and get as many of them. He got scared. Yeah, right. Going to use the bombs to get as many of them as we can here. And then we've got a lot of forking left and right. And then, of course, we do remember that donation that came in. We are going to try and get Great to come in. So we will see what happens as we go through. But we're just trying to get as many of these enemies as we can. You can see them flying right towards us. Got a few on the ground, got a few in the air, trying to get as many of them as we go through here. So we got our horizontal beams here. They're lovely. They're a pain in the bum. You can crash into them and lose your wings, which we don't want to do.
This corridor can cause you to die easily. And as you just saw, Peppy just takes away like 10 hits. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, the great was not possible.
Yeah, the great did not happen there,
the great was
unfortunately.
not going to happen. Sorry, safety.
We tried, but Pepe has always said, no. That's why we don't keep Pepe alive.
Yes.
You should just donate $35 anyways.
I mean, you could donate with just in barrel roll. We'll read it. But so here's our first fork in the road here. We are going to go right there. You thought we were going to go left, but we juked you. And this is just simply because we are going to get more enemies. Every time we are going a specific fork in the road is because there are more enemies there, more areas to spawn them. Second fork, once again, getting juked. But we fired our last bomb over the right-hand side to grab as many enemies on that side for us anyway, and then heading over to the left-hand side here. Once again, using the bombs. We now have no bombs left, but we've got 24 lives, so that doesn't really matter. Third fork, we are going left because there are several enemies clumped up together in a group of 3 here, and then one of them is in a group of 6.
Wow.
So look at these shots just coming out, just absolutely phenomenal. Taking them all out here. And then we're going to the fourth fork here, right down to the right area, just to grab any excess enemies that come through before we get our lovely location confirmed. Hopefully, I want to say we're going to get a bomb. We should get a bomb from it because our health is at a decent level there. But we're going to ignore it anyway. Oh, Rob's sending us supplies. We're not getting any of them. Come on. And then we're going to go through here as we're going to get all our teammates. Oh, wait. No, we're not, because you took them all out. We're going to get one teammate doing a motivational speech for us. As we do clean up on the last of our enemies here, we can see, for some reason, Andross knows the move Earthquake and can cause lovely things to get in our way as we go our way through.
I always thought those were his fingers.
Oh, come on, man. And there you go, Pepe, trying to take us out, but doesn't have enough, so you have to sneak under it. And Andross mocking us now, saying, no, hey, he's got to stay alive. You stop that. You stop that. You stop that, not like that. As we come through to Golem, and I'm just going to do exactly what I have here. Yo, Lila, explain Golem for us.
You crash into his butt, or you are a scrub. And that's basically it. Yeah, so Golem is very, very scared of you, so he's just going to run away and do literally nothing. But this temple hates you, so it's just going to throw a bunch of pillars. Golem, while he's running, he's very careless. He can punch you quite easily. You just boost, you'll hit his butt!
Again, you don't want to hit his butt, you'll lose your wings. And we really want...
funny!
Yeah, but we want lasers for the boss.
Yeah, that's totally fair. That's honestly, yeah, I'll give you that one. Yeah, so you basically just shoot out the giant rock things of Golem. His head turns red, and then that becomes vulnerable. And then he's got this kind of like circuitry body, and you basically just shoot that out. It's a very simple, very easy boss for this late in the game. So yeah, arguably one of the easier bosses in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And there is our final hit plus 10 here. I think that's the last of our points as well, because now we're going alone.
14 more in the tunnel.
Oh, yeah, you get your tunnel. You get the easy tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm glad you went this route because the last run I did of this, I managed to soft walk in this tunnel.
I watched that. I was like, oh no.
Oh,
Wow.
wonderful. Yeah, I did the Venom 2 soft walk. It's amazing.
I've only gotten that once. It's like legit hard to get, even if you're
Yeah, well-
trying.
Yeah, well, I got it. See, I forgot you could destroy these lasers. I never see these lasers because I never take this route.
Yeah. It's also worth noting that left is the fastest route to go through Venom, and Adam immediately went through the slowest route during a speedrunning marathon. So just want to point that one out, just for one last snipe at him going slow.
Score's better than speed. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah. So yeah, the run's almost over. Andross is the final boss of the game. He's pretty much a joke. So 343 is going to be the final score total for Venom. Andross doesn't actually give you anything.
I could run into his face, but that's a bad idea.
Do it!
Nah.
Do
I've
it!
I have accidentally done it before.
I actually didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hi, Andross, and I sped right into him, and I lost a wing immediately.
Yeah, I did that in the final boss of Area 6. I just boosted while spamming to take him out, and when he died, I crashed into him, lost my wings. I was
Time's coming
mad.
up.
Come on.
You did the slow way.
There we go. All
Yeah,
right.
that's time.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. That's time.
GGs. No
All
points
right.
from the
Nice.
giant. No points from the giant robot Andross there. Now we get our totally not Star Wars escape sequence.
Okay, you got sub-hour. I'll stop blasting you. That's actually
wow,
for
that
a
was sub-hour.
for a score run. That's
Wow.
very fast, actually.
Okay, I'm
For
glad that was sub-hour.
reference, the world record is over 30 hours for this. So, yeah.
Huge shout out to the Hit Plus 64 community. If you like what I've done and want to learn some more, go to hit64.net and learn all about the score running community and all if you want to get involved. We also have a bunch of stuff there as well for you to start your way in the score running world. And 2059, that is great.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, a huge shout out to the Japanese score running community as well. They're awesome too, and the Star Fox 64 speedrunning community as well. All the people who I know that came by to watch, hi. I don't know who did and who didn't, but hi. I love you all. My sister, my brother-in-law, my nephew, thank you. I love you all, and my parents, thank you so much. I love you both, and thank you for buying the OG console, OG cartridge, and OG controllers that I am using for this run. So, thank you all. Do we want to keep going for the credits, or do we want to keep moving along? That is not a problem at all either way.
I just want to also note, hit64.net, if you did miss that.
Oh.
That is the score running website. There's a link to the Discord, the leaderboards, all that stuff. There's a lot of resources and all that. So yeah, that is hit64.net, HIT64.
Yep.
Not .com.
Yeah, not .com, .net.
Yeah. .net is cheaper.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Adam, for that amazing Super Star Fox run.
Again, you did that deliberately.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Super Mario Star Fox.
Super Mario Star Fox.
At least add the 64 in it. Come on.
Coming up next, we got the Batman Arkham City run by Chicken Nuggets. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully it's as fun as this run. I'm sure it will be. Yes, thank you for this run, and we'll see you shortly. Stay tuned.